Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this September the 17th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Sunday out there so far. Everybody has a great Sunday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the tropics here. We're going to take a look at Tropical Storm Nigel has formed over the central tropical Atlantic right here where I'm circling it with my mouse. Also, we're going to be watching a tropical wave moving off the African coast. Right now, it's about a 40% of development over the next 7 days and a 0% right now at the first 48 hours. But it will continue to push offshore, and this system may head towards the Caribbean Sea later on down the road. So we'll have to wait and see. But here's Nigel here moving off to the west-northwest. We'll get to Nigel in just a few minutes as well. All right, here's the yeah, this is the remnants of Margot. Margot has weakened down just to a remnant low because there's no moisture with it. As like a little system kind of dropped down and kind of absorbed the moisture, and it got some of the moisture over here to the east. Also, here's the remnants of Lee. You can see it pulling on out of out of Canada. We can say goodbye to Lee as well, so we can say hello to Nigel, and that's the next one on the next storm we'll be tracking now. I think Ophelia will be the next one. If this storm here gets the next name, it will be named Ophelia. That will be the next one after that. Alrighty, you can see we still got some tropical waves down in across South America, Central America, and also into the Eastern Pacific Ocean. We got a little cluster of showers and storms here in the Gulf of Mexico. We got a cold front coming down from the north southeast all the way back down to the Gulf of Mexico. This front will continue to push on off to the east, kind of stall along coastal areas. That's why I'm going to be watching the Gulf of Mexico for any spin up there as well, and also something may spin up off the southeast coast next weekend, right off the southeast coast. So we'll take a look at that as well. Also, we're going to take a look at the information on Tropical Storm Nigel. Also, we're going to take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map. Also, for your located across the nation in this video. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, Monday and Tuesday. And also, we're going to take a look at the 7-day rainfall total at the end of this broadcast. So stick around to the entire video and do not miss a beat of this forecast. And also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and finish up this broadcast. We're going to move on over to Tropical Storm Nigel. As you can see here is Nigel getting a little better organized. This afternoon, but other than that, it's looking pretty well healthy. I think it will strengthen into a hurricane later on down the road. All right, we're going to take a look at the information on him now, and we're going to take a look at the forecast. Okay, we're still waiting, so it should be coming up here shortly, hopefully. Yep, here we go. Here's the tropical storm force winds of Nigel at 11 a.m. this morning. Remains a tropical storm tonight. Supposed to become a hurricane on Monday. Also, then remain a hurricane, then become a major hurricane maybe by Tuesday east of Bermuda. But you guys should be a-okay from this system here because it's going to stay well east of Bermuda, and then it's going to weaken back to a Category 2 hurricane, and then kind of remain a Category 1 hurricane as it races on off to the northeast. Here are the Azores and the Canary Islands. Once again, you may get a little bit of activity on the east side of the system if it grows pretty big. Alright, but if you're tracking the system at home, it's located near latitude 24.0 north, longitude 49.1 west. Maximum sustained winds are near 60 miles an hour with higher gusts, and movement is to the north-northwest at 13 miles an hour. Right now, it's classified as a tropical storm with winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour. Alright, take a look at the computer model. Okay, it's fixing to come up now. Alright, here's the current position of the storm right here, located runs all the way into out to about 68 hours out, or 72 hours out as well, and then 96 hours still well compacted, and then out to 120 hours it spreads out a little bit, but by then it's already heading on out to sea and ain't going to affect nobody, just remain a fish storm in the tropical Atlantic. But like I said, if it makes a little further southward progress, portions of the Canary Islands and the Azores over here may get a little bit of that rain and wind off of this storm. Alright, let's take a look at the intensity guidance of this system. As you can see right now, it has about 50 knot wind. That's why it's 60 miles per hour. All of them takes it into a category 2. Most, and even some of them take it to a category 3. I've been saying this all along. I think it will become a major hurricane, but then it's going to gradually weaken as it moves over colder water of the north central tropical Atlantic, and then drop back down to a tropical storm within 108 to 168 hours out, which is about 5 to 7 days out. Alright, well, that's your tropical update. Let's go ahead and take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map for your location across the nation. Alright, you can see here we got some rip current statements along the coast of Maine. Also, we got some flood advisories here in South Carolina because we got some showers and storm. It's really pouring down at my house here where I'm at here now in South Carolina. It's really pouring down pretty good, so I'm getting a good downpour of a good shower at my place. All right, also red flag warnings in effect for Louisiana, East Texas. Air quality alert also for southeast Texas. Also within the portion of Iowa. We got red flag warnings in effect for much of Montana. Also portions of Washington State and northern Oregon. Also air quality alerts as well for southwest Oregon. And also one county there in California. All right, gale warnings to the south of Alaska. Around Alaska, got some gale warnings, gale storm warnings in the Pacific Ocean. Central and South Hawaiian Chain Island, got some gale warnings there. North and south, north, central and north looks a-okay at this time. All right, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. The category, as you can see here, we've got general thunderstorm from portions of Michigan, also in the portion of Ohio, down through portion of Kentucky and Tennessee, through the Carolina, down to the Florida Key. We have a marginal risk over from southeast North Carolina through eastern South Carolina, down into northern Florida. General thunderstorm from South Texas, West Texas, all the way into New Mexico and Arizona, and northern California and southern Oregon as well. Alright, if you live in Jacksonville, Florida, Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, North Charleston, South Carolina, marginal risk for severe weather this afternoon. Tornado probability right along the South Carolina and South and North Carolina coast. This includes Charleston, South Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, North Charleston, South Carolina, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and Summerville, South Carolina for a possible tornado this afternoon. Damaging winds and hail less than 5%. The damaging wind area, this would include Jacksonville, Florida, Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, and North Charleston, South Carolina for today. Alright, let's move on to your Monday. Forecast. Okay, as you can see here, we got a little bit of general thunderstorm for portion of Maine down into portions of Connecticut, New York City area, a little bit over New York State and a portion of West Virginia, central South Florida, also back into Illinois, back through Texas, all the way back into portion of Utah and Nevada, Northern California, and also in the portion of Montana, also in the portion of Idaho and Wyoming. Northern Texas, that's where you got the panhandle of Texas, North Texas there. Marginal risk, this includes Amarillo, Texas, Plainview, Texas, Pampa, Texas, Hartford, Hereford, Texas, and Canyon, Texas. For marginal risk for Monday, tornado probability less than 2% all areas. Let's see, winds and hail, both areas 5%. This includes Amarillo, Texas, Plainview, Texas, Pampa, Texas, Hereford, Texas, and Cayman, Texas. And the hail probability, no populated areas, but the countryside may get in on a 5% risk for large hail on your Monday. Alright, let's take a look at your Tuesday forecast. Alright, you can see we got general thunderstorm for central and south Florida, including the Florida Keys, portion of Texas, all the way up to Minnesota and Wisconsin area. Also far west as Wyoming and also in the northern Utah, and also a portion of Nevada and California. We have a marginal risk and a slight risk down here towards Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. And if you're in the slight risk area, this includes Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma, Wichita Falls, Texas, Lawton, Oklahoma, and Edmond, Oklahoma. That's a slight risk area. If you live in the marginal risk, this includes Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, Arlington, Texas, and Wichita, Kansas. And the probability, same areas, 5% in the brown, 15% in the yellow. The significant area for severe weather. This will include Atlas, Oklahoma, Woodward, Oklahoma, Vernon, Texas, Elwood City, Oklahoma, and Weatherford, Oklahoma. If you're in the 15% area, this includes Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma, Wichita Falls, Texas, Lawton, Oklahoma, and Edmond, Oklahoma. And if you live in the 5% risk, this includes Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, Texas, Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Arlington, Texas, and Wichita, Kansas. Alrighty, and finally we're going to wrap it up with the rainfall totals across the nation. As you can see, the model is sniffing out that little system here along the eastern seaboard, from Florida through the eastern Carolinas all the way up to the east coast of the United States, all the way from the Maine and southeast Canada. But the heaviest precipitation will fall offshore in the coastal water. But if that system moves a little bit further back inland, some of this heavy rainfall could be a little further inland. Alright, but as you can see, this model sniffing out something down here in the Gulf of Mexico, in the Bahamas, and also right off the east coast. This here is also just kind of with a frontal boundary. It's expecting some heavy precipitation from North Texas all the way up to the Canadian border, from Minnesota, North Dakota, all the way back into Montana. This should help with the red flag areas up there, so that should help you with that region as well, with some heavy precipitation, a little bit of heavy precipitation up there in western Canada. And the lighter green areas also have just lighter amounts of precipitation, and the clear areas, there's no precipitation expected. But like I say, in the Gulf of Mexico, there's something being sniffed out there, something here, going back in toward Mexico, and also down toward the Bahamas, and something moving up the east coast of the United States. That's why I said we're going to be watching a system that should develop off the southeast coast and move to the north-northeast. And anybody along the I-95 corridor, maybe a little bit inland. Should get in on some heavy precipitation coming up this weekend and to the following week. Alright, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Everybody continue to stay safe and well. Also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, consider subscribing if you have not. And we'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful Sunday afternoon, folks, and take care.